Story 1, AITA for telling everyone that I was serving a chicken pot pie for dinner when it wasn't a plain and basic one. So I had a few people over and one of the easiest meals for me to make is a pot pie. To me a pot pie is just whatever you want inside of a crust. Chicken pot pie is usually leftover veggies with a thick gravy and crust. This time around I had fresh roasted hatch chilies and some corn and chicken, onions and kale. So that's what I put inside, and I used my savory pie crust that has some cheddar and black pepper. When I served it, however, I guess it really pissed off my brother-in-law Frank, who immediately started complaining, asking what the fuck is this and how is this a pot pie. I told him it's a pot pie and explained what I said above. He tried to argue that a chicken pot pie shouldn't have anything other than chicken, gravy, peas, carrots, and maybe potatoes. I said okay, well sorry, I don't really see food in black and white. No one said they had any allergies or issues with food, so I didn't think it would be an issue. He kept on scowling and pushed around the food and eventually left early. Am I the asshole? In my family we really never kept recipes as hyper-specific. We cook and eat what we have. I guess I figured most families were the same and that it's just people on the internet who make a big deal out of recipes. Jeepers Creepers 74 says, NTA. While I can see why Frank may have expected a certain kind of pot pie and was perhaps disappointed to not get it, it doesn't excuse his rude, ungrateful behavior towards someone who cooked for him. Everyone knows that the proper, not a holy thing to do in this situation is to move the food around your plate, make an excuse about having a late lunch, and then stop at a drive-thru on the way home. Fui you, I make non-traditional stuff, too, but I do try to warn any unsuspecting guests about it. Like in this instance, I would have said it was a hatch chili or southwestern pot pie. Cover Character 8179 says, the issue here is nothing to do with the definition of chicken pot pie. The issue is that you invited someone to your home, prepared and served him a meal, and he said, what the fuck is this? This is unacceptably rude guest behavior, making him the big time on UNTA. Irish Keel TR1 says, you must live in New Mexico, because it is chili roasting season. Story 2, AITA for telling my friend that I'm not a spoiled brat, she just has daddy issues. I just went back to school this week, and on the first day back, I forgot my project that I was supposed to hand in. I had it prepared and put it in the back seat of the car, but I completely forgot to take it with me when I got out. I suddenly remembered it at lunchtime, and asked my dad if he could drive back to school so I could get it, and he agreed. The drive from my house to school is around 15 minutes, and my dad's job only has a 4-day work week, so he was completely free. One of my friends kept on going on and on about how I'm such a spoiled brat, saying that she could never dream about her dad dropping everything because of her mistake. Her dad walked out on her as a kid, and her stepdad is an awful person. I asked her to just drop it, but she just doubled down. I eventually snapped and told her that I'm not a spoiled brat just because I don't have daddy issues like her. She bursted out crying, saying I crossed the line, and she has been ignoring me since then. AITA? Yameritsu says, both myself and my husband would and do this for our kids. You have a good father, and I think your friend sounds a little jealous and is probably lashing out due to this subconsciously, but I would feel bad for her more than anything. She's clearly had no positive male role model in her life like your father, and so doesn't realize you're not spoiled but have a normal relationship. 0*83 says, given that you knew the issues she's having at home, you knew that your response would hurt. She's certainly TA for continuing to harass you over your dad doing something nice for you. But it sounds like you were being cornered and said what you could to get her to stop, so NTA. Passaic1 says, NTA. If she didn't want you crossing the line, she shouldn't have pressed you to it. You offered to stop the argument. She chose to escalate. Escalation ensued. Thanks for watching, I love you. Follow Reddit Echoes for more.